is Roxy, and I'm with Rockstars 3.0, and I'm here at the Courtyard Lounge in Englewood with
Lift the Medium.
Awesome. So tell me, guys, you guys have a new album out last year, is that right?
Yep, last August.
Moment in time.
Tell me about how the effect was with that and how the fans took that album.
It was a very beautiful, at least the release show itself, I'm going to speak from that. That was a very, very beautiful night all around, all together. And people were singing a lot of the songs on the album. They weren't even out yet. So that was really, really cool.
Yeah, Moment in Time came out. We released it last August, and that was more of a morphine of where we came together before we were, because LJ just came in the band before that, in between the freshman and sophomore effort.
He was late.
So, it evolved the sound a little bit. It kind of changed it up. We kind of found our own niche in that, and it was a little more vulnerable, it was a little more spiritual, if you want to say, and now we're heading towards a little more edgier direction. But, we felt really good about that album. We were glad to get it out, and it's still doing well.
Awesome. So the feedback definitely was there for you. That's great.
Absolutely.
Tell me about you guys as a band and your challenges that you've been through all of this. You've been together since 2013?
13, yep. About June of 13. LJ came in last year around January?
Yeah, January 17th.
Yep.
Okay. So struggles that you guys have been throughout that? Because it can be a hard life.
Yeah. Touring was kind of a challenge. It was our first time going out, and we did 3 weeks, and pretty tight van, and yeah.
We're going to pause for station identification.
Yeah. Hi, Laura.
What's up? Touring was definitely a good experience for us. We were out for 29 days, everywhere from Florida to Texas to New York, and
Oklahoma.
And a lot of it was, fly by the seat of your pants. Where are we going to stay? Are we trying to pick up another show while we're out? Figuring ourselves out. Can we make it with each other around the road just as human beings before musicians getting into the club? So
the importance of having a blender.
Yeah, we had blenders. We had lots of DVDs, lots of clothes. Like VHS. You know what I mean?
Yes, for Christ's sake.
Sentimental things that had to take up room in the van. The important thing. But no, it was a good time. I think if anything, that was grueling more than anything was touring, and I think most musicians would agree to that as well. So as far as getting music out and having a good response and getting out of town, and seeing those kinds of things reciprocate, the efforts we put towards the music and putting it in a live setting, it's really done well. So
nice. Tell me about the Bunbury Festival.
That was awesome.
Sorry, how we doing?
Yeah. Well, we got to play on the river stage right down by the river, which is super cool, on Serpentine Wall. Had a great turnout. The place was probably about half full when we started, and it was completely full when we were done. So that's always a good feeling because we were kind of the unknown band there. So
it was a great
musical lasso.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a great breaking the ice for us. It's one of the biggest events in Cincinnati, if it's not the biggest right now, really. Akin to WB at Fireworks, which kind of adheres more to cover bands and some original bands during the day. But nonetheless, Bunbury was an awesome experience. We showed up, we were like, wait, we got our own trailer? Like, what's this? For a little native band here in Cincinnati, but they took care of us very well.
3 squares.
Full catering, and it was definitely a good experience. Not only to play, but just to kind of walk about and then have people you've never met in your life before hit you on the Courtyard halfway through the day, saying, "Oh, you guys are in that Lift the Medium band," taking pictures, signing autographs for kids. That's kind of the catalyst that kind of pushes us forward when we're doing all this. So, absolutely,
awesome.
Bunbury was a blast.
So, what does that leave you as the ultimate direction with Lift the Medium?
Touring, keep going, make a living at this, really, more than anything. I don't want a day job. I want to keep playing music.
I think the thing that we have as a band is a lot of bands I guess they don't realize it, but you can't really make this stuff happen. You can keep doing it, but you're not going to make people like your music. They either like it or they don't.
True.
And what's really cool is the people that have such a strong, deep connection to the songs that we have. We don't, like I said, you don't plan these things. You just kind of write it, let it happen, and then you go out there and you play it, and then somebody there's people who use songs for weddings or anything like that. That kind of stuff is just really warms my soul, man. That's why we do it.
Momentous, yeah.
Bullshit.
So
stuff on the brain.
What kind of advice would you give for new upcoming artists? It sounds like you guys have summed up a lot already, but from the heart, what would you say to the newer?
I'd say the most important part And the hardest part about being in any kind of band of any genre is the band itself, the members that make up that part. It's really hard to go forward. You can have great music, but it'll only, go so long before you realize maybe the members don't get along, or because it's a family affair on the road, and you gotta love what you're doing, and it's got to encompass what everybody has been influenced by musically growing up themselves. So there's this big, conglomerate of music that we all put forth together, and then aside from the music, having that brotherhood, that accountability for each other, especially when you're on the road, because you're the advocate for yourself. There's nobody else that's going to support you in that kind of run, in those kinds of settings, more than you yourself. So I say the best advice I can give is make sure you love what you're doing. Don't expect money out of this. Do it for the joy. Don't put a destination. Don't put a long-term goal. Even, I would say, just love what you do, and the course will find you. Source will find you, in the sense that it can go a million different ways. There's a million different ways to get a record deal these days. And we're willing to exhaust all resources, to get there. To find our way there. And ultimately, really, just to play music for a living. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We want to venture out. We got a third album that we just started breaking the ice on. It's going to be a lot more aggressive. And maybe I'm getting ahead of myself in the band, but I'm just going to tell them that it's going to be aggressive. So,
I agreed.
Yeah.
I've been writing really light pop songs, dude. I don't know about you.
Yeah, we're going to mix it up a little bit.
I also say one big thing is, make sure you find a way to connect with your fans. Be accessible to them. Because really, in the end, there's nothing more important than, having something like having a relationship with your fans.
You can make that happen.
Yeah.
You have to make that happen.
And the best way to do it is come at face value, believability. That's what they want, you know what I mean? And it creates a good, genuine kind of relationship. Because you don't always see it from the fan's point of view, and you can get caught up in stuff as well.
I think a lot of people tend to be over-exaggerated characters, which is not bad. But sometimes it's you got to kind of pick which route you're going to go. Or you're going to be this over-top, kind of character type person, or, like the band Ghost, for instance. They got a thing. They're great. They're an amazing band. They get good music, great stage show. They got a kind of a shtick, kind of a thing that they got going on to go with it. Which I think is awesome. I think it's great. It's some bands don't,
but
Marilyn Manson.
It's just not for us, really.
That's not art.
We kind of just come at face value, We're just Midwestern, middle of the road guys, from suburbia and urban areas, come together, love playing music, and then we kind of assimilate it from there and just kind of come at it raw and organically, really. So.
A question out of curiosity is how you came up with the name. What's the medium?
300 names.
300 plus days, I think we went through. And I remember I was really hardcore, and I had to go to practice the next day. I was like, I got it. And I think it was a few names before it actually was Lift the Medium.
Yeah. Fade the middle and lift the middle or something like that. There were a bunch of them.
And Lift the Medium just kind of, resonated really well with us all, and it just kind of stuck, and we kind of went with it.
And what's cool about the name is growing into itself, kind of. We planted the seed with the name, and then it kind of just becomes something, becomes an entity.
It definitely seems fitting with what you guys write, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Lyrically, it's linear to that of the name itself. I mean, Lift the Medium. It's poetic in a sense. You can take it in a lot of different ways. But for us, we are the medium. You know what I mean? And lyrically, there's a lot of hope through struggle. You know what I mean?
Overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Trying to find the best version of yourself and going forth with that in life. You know what I mean? What are you thinking, Joe? Hold on, we want to get Joe in on this interview. What do you want to know?
What do you want to tell us? What do you love about doing this?
Boy, there's a catharsis with me, and every time I put a guitar on, it's just the sound, the feel. You got your speakers shaking the room, rattling your knees. Just the feeling of it is, it's like putting down a couple beers. You get that buzz. I get that buzz from putting on a guitar and drinking some beers, but still,
double buzz.
Yeah, the double whammy. Yeah, no whammy. But no, just you do it because you love it, and some things you realize maybe I'm not so good at that. But the guitar is just, and playing with a band just feels natural. There's what I refer to as like a reliable narrator. like you can trust that, you know. So it's like, all right, I believe that, you know. It's like Jake was saying, you know, like we're those guys. It's just face value. It's genuine, and you know, when I get the guitar on and I hear the music going in the room, it just feels good.
That's really awesome. Love that inspiration for sure. So drop your guys' links for me.
www.liftthemedium.com. You can put it in Google. You'll find plenty of links. We're distributing from everywhere, from iTunes to Amazon.com.
Stream us on Spotify.
Stream us on Spotify.
Music.
Yeah.
Most
Plug it in,
importantly,
you'll find us.
Come see us in real life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all
I
about
can agree
meeting
with
people
that.
in the flesh. You know what I mean? We love the real
Subreddit.
Awesome. Well, I am Roxy with Rockstars Glue 3.0, and this is Lift the Medium.